Hi guys and gals, it's John
Allie.
from AFK Books and Records in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we're here with Record Store Day Black Friday preview number 2. All of this goodness is available first come, first served on Friday, 11/24 at 8 a.m., which is when we're going to be opening. If you want details, go to our Facebook event page and you can read all about it. But we want to show you our next shot. This is going to be the biggest shot. We probably got about low about 100 here that we're going to be showing you, and we've got more coming in next week, so don't panic. Be sure to check out that Facebook event page because it has details on which titles have been canceled or removed from the list, which there are about 6 of those, so be sure to check that out, and we'll keep you updated there as things change. We did get allocations for a couple of key titles. Olivia Rodrigo Guts, we're going to have 35, and Noah Kahan, we're going to have 10 of those, with the hope maybe to get more Noah Kahans later, so fingers crossed. But we're going to show you these real quick. Here we go. We're kicking it off with, All Time Low, Alive at Wembley, a high-fidelity recording of the epic live performance on Tangerine and Lemon Opaque Galaxy vinyl.
And then we have Anvil Cat from Studio 4. These acoustic versions of British indie band Lovejoy's debut EP, Are You Alright? Released under their alter ego Anvil Cat. Includes an etching design on side B.
All right, we got Oscar Peterson, Con Alma, live in Lugano, 1964. Recorded during their creative peak, this previously unheard and unreleased live performance is destined to become a fan favorite on limited edition translucent light blue.
Boop. Then we've got Chet Baker Trio, Chet's Choice, recorded and released in the Netherlands in '85. This marked one of the best studio albums from his final years. This expanded edition presents all 7 tracks from the original album, plus 3 songs that appear here for the first time on vinyl, and 5 previously unreleased alternate takes. 2 LP set, pressed on 180 gram in a special gatefold jacket with rare photos and updated liner notes.
Next we got Kim Petras, what is it? Problematique, very French. Originally released to be her debut album for Amiga Records, this was leaked and then shelved. Now the 10 tracks of euphoric escapist pop inspired by French house music and Parisian soundscapes comes out of the Amigo Republic Records vault, featuring new single All She Wants with icon Paris Hilton and including artwork shot by legendary fashion photographer Stephen Klein on Apple Red.
And we've got Jeff Beck, Tribute. Atco Rhino honors the 2-time Rock and Roll Hall of Famer's immeasurable legacy with an EP of 3 songs making their debut on vinyl. Next,
we've got Piper, Summer Breeze, hard to find on vinyl since its original pressing in Japan back in 1983. This much-loved LP will take you to a carefree land of grooves and synth pop funk, where the sand is soft and the sea gently laps at your toes. Individually stamped and numbered on white and blue. Piper.
Next, we have Captain Beefheart in the Magic Band, Shiny Beast. 45th Anniversary Deluxe Edition of the classic from '78. This limited 2 LP set features the original album recut from the original master tapes at Burning Grumman Mastering, plus an additional LP with 12 previously unreleased demos, rough mixes, and alternate versions from the Shiny Beast era.
Woo. Margaret Price, Strays, live performance recorded at Grimey's in Nashville back in January, featuring the tracks Been to the Mountain, Change of Heart, Light Me Up, and more. This LP is pressed on Sangria marble.
Next, we have the Black Angels Levitation Sessions, a live set and film spanning the band's career and recorded live at Carson Creek Ranch in Austin, Texas. Never released physically and only streamed for 1 weekend, this double LP and DVD is the ultimate live release from the seminal psych rock outfit.
Rilo Kiley, Under the Black Light. The 4th and final studio album released by the alternative rock band features a number of guest artists, including Jackson Browne, Alex Greenwald of The Phantom Planet, and James Valentine from Maroon 5. Available for the first time on vinyl since its release in 2007 and pressed on translucent blacklight purple.
Next, Blackest, Just for Clarity 2, the sequel to LA native rapper Matthew Dean Burdett's 2021 EP. This album includes 4 tracks and collaborations with a handful of rap and hip-hop artists.
Ripple Ripple, seminal rare groove, funk, and deep soul album, originally released in '73 on GRC Records, now released 50 years later on Soul Jazz Records in this fully remastered edition of this classic album. Out of print for nearly 30 years on vinyl, it's now fully remastered and presented in its original artwork.
Oh no. Next is Bottle Rockets. Sorry for the movement. The classic self-titled debut record makes its vinyl debut on maroon wax for its 30th anniversary, mastered for vinyl with lacquers cut by original mastering engineer Scott Hall.
Sacrilege BC, Party with God plus a 1985 demo. Cult Bay Area thrash band's debut album plus demo on vinyl together for the very first time ever. 2 LP with etching on side D, contains photos from the era, one of the best thrash albums to come out of the Bay Area ever, on an unsung classic on Red.
Next, we have the Dave Brubeck Quartet, live from the Northwest, 1959. This is perhaps the best live recording of one of the most popular jazz groups of all time. The tapes were recorded in April 59 at the Multnomah Jazz Club and Clark College, both in the Portland, Oregon area. 4 months later, they recorded their legendary LP, Time Out, and changed the course of jazz forever. This new LP showcases the pole-winning quartet at the peak of their improvisational powers.
Next up, we got Shabazz 3, Late Night with Shabazz 3. Only 300 copies of this album were originally printed by the Dallas-based group's own Longevity Records, making it a rare collector's item. Now they're back, pressing just 900 more, fusing elements of jazz and hip-hop. This album is perfect for those who like golden era 90s West Coast hip-hop.
Next is Death, Individual Thought Patterns. The heavy metal institution, founded by legendary guitarist Chuck Schuldiner, originally released this album in '93. The title is previously unreleased complete album remaster of the original mix. I missed a word in there somewhere. Press on white inside of black ice with splatter vinyl.
Next up, Sia, Every Day is Christmas. This features the sensation Snowman, plus an additional 5 original holiday songs, including Pin Drop and 3 Minutes Till New Year's, available on vinyl for the very first time on red and white splatter. So pretty.
Next, we have Dunyan 4. Their 5th album is brought back in print for the fan favorites' 15th anniversary, featuring
alliteration. Yeah.
Featuring reinvigorated artwork and including the 14-minute Sam Tiddigit, previously available only as an exclusive tour 12-inch. The expanded double LP edition arrives on aquamarine vinyl with an etching on the 4th side and a limited worldwide run.
Splinter, The Place I Love. Duo Bill Elliott and Bobby Purvis released their debut album with George Harrison at Dark Horse Records in 1974. It features extensive guitar work by the legendary musician, as well as contributions from Billy Preston and others. Remastered and pressed on transparent clear vinyl with reproduced gatefold artwork and obi strip.
Next is Justin Townes Earl, Yuma. This reissue of his debut EP, originally banged out over a weekend to sell on tour, has been remastered from the original high-resolution sources and pressed on 180-gram gold vinyl. This new package features liner notes, plus full lyrics, and a print of a previously unpublished photo of Justin from the EP's cover shoot.
All right, I stole one of your records, Emily. The English Beat, I Just Can't Stop It, a double LP repress of the classic 1980 album, including the original album, along with a second LP of rarities, alternate versions, and live tracks exclusive to this release on crystal clear vinyl. My first pick. No, okay.
Don't mess up the alphabet.
I just want to hold it. Okay. Go ahead.
Next is Gil Evans and 10, limited mono edition of the classic 57 album for Prestige Records, remastered by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio with lacquers cut from the original master tapes.
Stila. Although many metalheads probably assume that the Swedish guitar shredder Yngwie Malmsteen's first U.S. bass band was Alcatraz, he was a brief member of another obscure L.A.-based metal band called Steeler. Although the album failed to make much noise upon release, it became a cult classic for fans, pressed on a clear red vinyl. Steeler.
Next up, Faces. Had me a real good time at the BBC. Recorded between 71 and 73, this features some of their best BBC performances from the band, headed by Rod Stewart, with Ronnie Lane on lead guitar. Cut from the original masters.
Finally, we get some Oxygen. Sweet, level-headed, alternate mixes and demos. The most distinctive album the band ever produced. It shows many of the aspects that are easily overlooked on previous albums and unseen aspects for the very first time. It includes never released alternative mixes and demos. It's pressed on clear blue.
Next is Fisher and Atig, Take It Off. The artist's biggest single since Losing It debuted with Chris Lake at Coachella's main stage. Dance music's Song of the Summer now comes on to record stores pressed on ultra rare red bucket hat 10-inch picture disc. Extremely limited to just 500 copies.
Ooh, that's pretty rare. Billy Strings and Willie Nelson, California Sober. limited edition vinyl release of California Sober, as well as Billy performing Whiskey River live at the Hollywood Bowl on April 29th, 2023, as part of Willie's 90th birthday concert, is pressed on limited edition green.
Next, we have Flaming Lips Yoshimi Live. 3 months after the release of their classic album, the band played a small show at the Paradise Lounge in Boston. A small crowd was treated to a 40-minute set that included Do You Realize and Fight Test, plus covers of Pink Floyd's Lucifer Sam and Beck's The Golden Age. This is the first release on vinyl, and it's on limited edition pink.
Cool. Tank and the Bangas, Floating, two-time Grammy nominee and critically acclaimed band, present this EP, a continuation of the electric sonic world of their sophomore 2022 album, Red Balloon. This is on magenta vinyl.
Next up is the Flesh Tones, Stocking Stuffer, from the garage rock gods who brought the world super rock. This is the Christmas album for music fans who hate run-of-the-mill Christmas music.
And short description.
Sorry. It is festive enough to get you in the holiday mood, but rocks hard enough to keep the eggnog flowing through all your rock and roll sing-alongs. Out of print since its original 2008 release. This is pressed on green vinyl for its 50th anniversary. The album is remastered for vinyl and limited to 1,000 copies worldwide.
Okay. Cal Jader, Catch the Groove, live at the Penthouse 63 to 67. This is a collection of previously unreleased live recordings of the iconic vibraphonist from the Penthouse Jazz Club in Seattle. This release is called from 6 different performances recorded by Seattle radio DJ Jim Wilk and broadcast live. Deluxe 3 LP set on 180-gram vinyl includes an extensive booklet with rare photos, essays, and interviews. Cal.
Next up is Jerry Garcia and David Grisman, So What? An acoustic jazz album originally released in August of 1998, the album is finally coming to vinyl for its 25th anniversary with a double LP, including 2 bonus tracks, housed in a gatefold jacket with original artwork from Garcia himself.
Here you go. U2, Under a Blood Red Sky, 40th anniversary edition, limited gatefold, newly remastered and pressed on red vinyl with a large 2-sided poster.
More Jerry with John Kahn, Pure Jerry, live at Marin Veterans Memorial Auditorium in San Rafael, California, February 28th, 1986. First time on vinyl, and it's pressed on gold.
Virulence, If This Isn't a Dream, late 80s hardcore band from California that changed its name to Fu Manchu, available on vinyl for the first time since 1989 and pressed on white wax.
Next up is Dexter Gordon and Slide Hampton, A Day in Copenhagen. Remastered from an original master tape between one of the major forces on the tenor saxophone and one of the great modern trombonists in 1969, pressed on dark sky blue.
Cool. Wendy O. Williams, Maggots, The Record, the 4th studio album by the American rock singer and her band Plasmatics. It's often credited as being the first thrash metal opera on lipstick red with a collector's concert poster.
This is Government Mule, Time of the Signs, originally released on the deluxe edition CD of their 2023 album Peace Like a River. This EP is now available for the first time on vinyl, pressed on 180-gram vinyl with collectible poster.
Next up, we got X, Ain't Love Grand, the 5th studio album by the American rock band, originally released in July 1985, includes a 7-inch of the band's single Wild Thing. The last single vinyl pressing of Ain't Love Grand was in 1985 on Red Smoke.
This is Chico Hamilton, The Master, 50th anniversary edition of the soul jazz classic album, remastered by Jeff Powell with lacquers cut from the original tapes, pressed on purple marble.
Next up, Asteroid City, original soundtrack. The soundtrack to Wes Anderson's latest film features You Can't Wake Up If You Don't Fall Asleep by Jarvis Cocker and Dear Alien Who Art in Heaven by the Asteroid City cast, and includes 6 original score tracks by Oscar-winning composer Andre Desplat. 2 LP, pressed on orange. Hey, I got it. I nailed that. Come on.
Look at Jazz.
What's she doing back there?
She's just sleeping.
She's just like out cold.
John Lee Hooker, live at Cafe A Go-Go. Hooker performing live with the Muddy Waters Blues Band. This is real, raw, rough, and ragged blues in a slow driving style with gritty, deadpan delivery. It is widely regarded as one of the greatest live blues recordings of all time, and this is the first official U.S. reissue on 180-gram vinyl.
That's like you, Emily. Gritty, deadpan delivery.
Yeah.
Blood Simple, original soundtracks. Deluxe edition curated by Carter Burwell in collaboration with the Coen brothers. Features 6 bonus tracks and 3 extended cues on limited Killer Crimson Marble.
I should have brought a drink.
Gritty. Oh.
Illenium Fallen Embers Deluxe is one of the most successful crossover electronic artists today. This Grammy-nominated producer, DJ, and instrumentalist elevates dance music via his bold progressive take on the genre. 2 LP pressed on limited orange, marking the album's first ever physical release and its debut on vinyl.
Death Becomes Her original soundtrack. First ever LP release, including 6 unreleased bonus tracks and extended versions, along with the original song Me, performed by Meryl on Purple.
This is one of my favorite movies. Next, In Excess, Shabu Shaba Rarities. New collection of 11 rare B-sides, remixes, and live performances from the 1982 Breakthrough album.
Here we go. Let's Go Dancing, said the Firefly to the Hurricane. What began as a 60th birthday surprise video is now an incredible compilation album sure to go down in history. Elite artists of all kinds coming together to celebrate Kevin Kinney. Net proceeds from the physical record sales are going to carefully chosen charities pressed on opaque bone-colored vinyl. What do we got? Man, we got all.
Yeah,
thank you.
Shovel and Rope, Jason Isbell.
Man, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Nice.
Next is David J. Tracks from the Attic. Recorded between 1984 and 2004, these lo-fi outsider folk gems uncover the Bauhaus and Love and Rockets founding member's skill as a pop singer-songwriter and its intimate beauty. 35 previously unreleased tracks on Red 3LP, limited to 500 copies.
500? That's not a lot.
Nope. And this is number, I don't know. It was somewhere.
Somewhere. Sacred Soul, The Divine Spirituals Records, A Story, Volume 3, the Memphis gospel label that took the South by storm in the late 60s, early 70s. This collection consists of legendary artists like Elizabeth King, Elder Jack Ward, and the Gospel Four, and the Divine Spiritualettes, to name just a few.
Next is Ahmad Jamal, Emerald City Nights, live at the Penthouse, 66 to 68. The third set of previously unreleased recordings from the iconic pianist. Features a deluxe 2LP on a 180 gram and a gatefold jacket with extensive booklet of rare photos and essays. Also included are interviews with Les McCann, Monty Alexander, and others.
Sweet. Punk Goes Christmas, 10th anniversary edition of the classic Fearless Records holiday compilation featuring Yellow Card, All Time Low, Set It Off, Newfound Glory, The Somerset, August Burns Red, and more. Originally released in 2013 with 12 tracks, this is the first vinyl reissue to feature the 4 bonus tracks which appeared on the deluxe edition CD in 2015. 2LP and pressed on green at 45 RPM.
Next is The Jonas Brothers, The Family Business. This album compiles the trio's hit singles all in one collection, alongside 2 tracks from Dance and 4 tracks from Nick Jonas's solo albums. The release serves as a companion piece to their current live show, The Tour, and their most recent studio album, The Album.
Cool. Next up, we got Tough City Salutes Hip Hop 50, the DJs. Tough City anthology of old school DJ scratch classics, including Davey DMX, one for the treble, and Marley Marl's The Man Marley Marl, pressed on blue.
Next is Norah Jones, Playing Along. The multiple Grammy-winning singer and pianist who loves playing music with people started her own podcast to do just that. On each episode of Playing Around, she sits down with a different guest for impromptu musical collaborations and candid conversations. Music from her podcast is now available on vinyl for the first time on C Blue. And we've got Jeff Tweedy, Mavis Staples, Mark Riboulet, Valerie June,
Lucas
Logic,
Nelson,
Bedouin, all kinds of folks.
Tough City Salutes Hip Hop 50 again. The MC crew we got for you. Anthology, the old school group rap classics, including Grand Wizard, Theodore, Can I Get a Soul Clap, pressed on red.
Next is Mike James Kirkland, Hang On In There. Originally released in 1972 and reissued in 96 in limited quantities. This is the first time pressing on 180 gram vinyl with an old school tip-on jacket.
All right, I'm going to fix this camera a little bit because it got hit a couple times. Now you can see jazz. More Tough City Salutes Hip Hop 50. The anthology collection featuring solo MCs like Spoonie G, pressed on red.
Next we have Kicks, Cool Kids. Friday Music celebrates 4 decades of the band's second album for the first time ever on metallic silver vinyl. These Hagerstown, Maryland hard rockers are still going strong as lead singer Steve Whiteman and co. headline rock festivals and play jam-packed venues all over. This is the first time this album has been on vinyl in decades.
Next up, Jazz Dispensary at the Movies, a marathon of grooves from Melvin Van Peebles, Isaac Hayes, Booker T and the MGs, and many more legends who grace the silver screen with irresistibly funky melodies, available on purple marble vinyl. Jazz Funk Dispensary. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next up is The Knack. Countdown Live 1980, a rare 1980 live set from LA's power pop icons, pressed on pink vinyl for its vinyl release. First vinyl release.
Here we go. Written in Their Souls, the hits, the Stax songwriter demos, highlights from the critically acclaimed box set released in June 2023, featuring 13 original demos of hit singles such as 6345789, Soulsville, USA. Pressed on orange vinyl. Soulsville.
Next is Amos Lee, Honeysuckle Switches, a tribute to Lucinda Williams, 11 covers of the Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter's most cherished songs, pressed on pink Honeysuckle Swirl.
Nice. Soul Jazz Records, Studio One Kings. This is a one-off new special edition of one of the most popular of all the Soul Jazz Records collections, which has been out of print for many years. Featuring a great new sleeve design as well as a special yellow pressing, it's a who's who of the world's greatest reggae artists.
It's also unique, too, because it has a picture of the album on the hype sticker of the
album.
album.
Wow, it's like a... And
if only it had a little tiny picture
like one of those
the
mirrors.
hype sticker. Next up, we have Jerry Lee Lewis at the Palomino Club, double LP on fiery red smoke vinyl commemorating his induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Includes exclusive bonus material and a machine-numbered Palomino tour poster.
Cool. Rostrum 20, the 20th anniversary compilation in celebration of the 20th anniversary of Rostrum Records label. Founder Benji Grinberg has curated a 2 LP compilation spanning the entire history of the label, featuring never before released on vinyl tracks like folks like Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Freddie Gibbs, Pusha T, and more. Cool.
Next is Lil Wayne, I Am Music.
Lil Wayne.
His first ever career-spanning compilation album consists of 18 tracks and boasts his latest single, Can't Nobody, featuring DMX, available on translucent ruby red double vinyl.
Red, Hot, and Raw, Nuclear War, the first in a series of album tributes to Sun Ra, the great American artist, musician, and visionary, with more than 60 minutes of music. Reinterpreting Sun Ra's Nuclear War, protesting the meltdown at 3 Mile Island Nuclear Power Plant near Philadelphia, where Ra and the orchestra lived.
Next is Linkin Park, Lost Demos, the 14-track compilation of fully realized songs and works in progress that were recorded before and during the sessions for their landmark second album, Meteora. Its first release on vinyl, pressed on translucent sea blue.
We can do this. We're way past half. Black Jazz Records, the complete singles. The 15-track set serves as both a Black Jazz best of and a collector bonanza, as it includes several unique single edits. The Gatefold Jacket features liner notes by Pat Thomas, pressed in tawny orange with black swirl. Black Jazz.
Next, we got Little Feat, live at the Manchester Free Trade Hall. Originally released as part of the Waiting for Columbus.
Yeah.
As part of the Waiting for Columbus.
Yeah.
This is the first official vinyl release of this complete live show, recorded on July 29th, 1977. 3 LP set finds the band's classic lineup rolling right through the night in a state of bliss, featuring material from their classic run of 70s album. This live show is an essential addition to any Little Feat collection.
We don't write our own material, by the way, so we're relying on talented writers, a talented team of writers like Jazz, and sometimes, like, her ear's up now, but sometimes she's just not on the ball.
Jazz.
Oh! There we go. The World is a Ghetto, the 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition box set of the 1973 Funk R&B Latin Fusion Jam, featuring hits from the original album like Cisco Kid, in addition to 6 never-released bonus tracks, pressed on gold vinyl. Super cool, swank, War box. There you go. Collect them all.
Oh, she's on high alert now. She's going to start screaming at us.
She's going to start barking. She's like, Dad, let's go home.
Next up is Los Lobos, Kiko. With the exception of the La Bamba soundtrack, this sold more than any other album in the group's 45-plus year career. It hasn't been reissued on vinyl for 10 years, and this RSD Black Friday release sees the album cut to lacquer by Dave McNair and sequenced over 2 discs for improved fidelity. It also includes a 3rd LP of previously unreleased demos.
Cool. The Papas live at the Monterey International Pop Festival. The historic 1967 performance remastered from the original analog tape and pressed on gold vinyl. California Dreamin'.
Next is Les McCann, Never a Dull Moment, live from Coast to Coast, 66 to 67. A previously unreleased collection captured in 66 at the Penthouse Jazz Club in Seattle with Stan Gilbert, Paul Humphrey, and Tony Basley. Also featured are recordings by George Claben from the Village Vanguard in 67 with Leroy Vinegar and Frank Severino.
J.D. McPherson, the Warm Covers LP. For the first time on vinyl, this LP includes his 2014 and 2022 EPs of covers of artists such as David Bowie, Iggy Pop, Lou Reed, Alabama, and many more on white and blue swirl.
Next is Charles Mingus, Incarnations. Rare and unheard tracks from the legendary 1960 sessions featuring Eric Dolphy, Booker Irvin, and Tommy Flanagan. Presented in a heavyweight sleeve with period-perfect artwork, liner notes, audio restored and remastered by Bernie Grumman and pressed on 180-gram wax.
Cool. Look at Joni's little pout here.
Joni!
It's so great. Look at that. Awesome. Court and Spark demos. Court and Spark is the most commercially successful album of Joni's career. This LP features the never-before-heard demos from the iconic album, including Help Me and Raised on Robbery. Mastered by Bernie Grumman, pressed on 180-gram G. All the greats.
180-gram G.
I keep saying that. It's like G. It's G, man.
Next up, we've got the Monkees. This album celebrates its 57th birthday this year. Friday Music is pleased to honor our legendary artists with the first-time multicolor splash vinyl edition of their debut smash. First ever gatefold cover exclusive.
All right, we got Mr. Wes Montgomery. Been selling a lot of him lately. With Wynton Kelly Trio, Maximum Swing, the unissued 1965 half-note recordings, limited edition 180GG, 3 LP set mastered by Bernie Grumman, who's mastering everything. He's the mastering master. Includes elaborate booklet with previously unreleased photos, liner notes, and interviews. Montgomery.
Next up is My Morning Jacket, Happy Holiday. Available for the first time on vinyl, includes the 5 tracks originally recorded in 2013 for the digital release, and 3 new songs recorded in 2023 on clear vinyl with white snow splatters and super shiny.
Next up, we got Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie, his groundbreaking 1973 album with a second disc of outtakes and alternates from the album sessions, available for the very first time on vinyl. Speaking of the last vinyl, but we got more stuff to show you. Here we go. Emily's going to take us home with
The Grateful Dead, Fillmore West, 1969. The 4th night of the famed run that produced the bulk of Live Dead. First time on vinyl, 5 LPs mixed from the 16-track master tapes by Jeffrey Norman with an etched 10th side.
Very cool. Now we got a few CDs and 7 inches to show you. We got this Dr. Dre The Chronic Long Box, the iconic debut album, originally released in 1992. This 30-year anniversary edition is presented in a special CD long box package with collectible rolling papers included. Very cool. Dre, I'm going to go like that. Here we go.
Next we have The Doors, live in Bakersfield.
Break on through.
Yeah. Featuring improvisations and medleys of their many beloved hits from across their albums. This is a shamanic adventure for all who listen. This is the first official release of the June 5th, 1970 show and includes the song Someday Soon, which was only performed live.
And we'll be talking about the vinyl with our last video, which will be video number 3. That's coming next week. Ooh. The Hold Steady, The Death of a Punchline, Radar and Lita, 2 unreleased songs that were recorded during the Price of Progress sessions. Each piece will be different due to pressings of random colors. I kind of want to look now. Ooh. Let's see what this piece looks like. Oh, cool. Look at that. Nice.
Next up, we have Lenny Kaye and Cedar Sparks. He's teamed up with Cedar Sparks, the duo of Tim Carbone from Railroad Earth and Lou Rogai of Lewis and Clark, not the Explorers, to record and produce a trove of new songs, beginning with Santa's Knee. Their own gathering song makes for the perfect B-side companion, inspired by seasonal depression, the commodification of Christmas, and the classic 1946 holiday film, It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey, that's us.
Yep.
The commodification of Christmas. Here we go.
Seasonal depression.
We have it all for you. Amy Mann, Dead Eyes. Here we go. Speaking of an artist that loves to talk about depression. 7-inch of unreleased tracks. A 7-inch.
We got this. We're gonna do it.
We got 3 left, y'all.
It's fine.
7-inch of an unreleased track with a B-side demo version. The song was inspired by Connor Ratcliffe's podcast. There you go, Amy Mann, who I love. I will also get this if you let me.
Next is Phoenix Winter Solstice, 7-inch picture disc with the version from their latest album Alpha Zulu on side A and the Brax Falcon remix on side B. Side A features Botticelli's painting of Mary with the child, and the band is on the back. Boop.
Very cool. All right, we get to end with this one, which is cool because I got to meet these guys in New Orleans. They're super cool. They're from the band Blue Oyster Cult and the original Alice Cooper band, which is amazing. Rest in peace, Ingram Entertainment, by the way. We're going to miss you. Blue Coop, When Legends Collide, featuring Dennis Dunaway and Joe and Albert Bouchard. This set includes a DVD with 9 physically unreleased music videos, live performances, and a very special animated video. It also includes a 10-song CD of rarities and previously unheard originals. Dennis, Joe, and Albert have personally signed every copy. There you go. So cool. Whew. Whew. So that's what we got. We got more coming too, but not a lot more. Probably about another 20 titles we'll be talking about. Yep, something like that. And we'll probably get to that Wednesday before we get all set up. So you can ask us quantities on any of these. Again, with this particular Black Friday Record Store Day, in many cases, if no one requested anything, I only ordered one. If somebody did request something, I ordered a couple. So if you're interested, let us know, because a whole bunch of these we only have one of. A lot of them we've got, 4 and 5 of. Some of them will have more. Again, we got some really cool allocations. That doors box we're going to have, or actually it's not a box, it's like a 3LP.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have 16 of those. So yeah, we got some good stuff for you next week and some good deals. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Yeah, it's a secret. See you guys soon. Thank you for supporting independent retail. Love you.
Bye. Say bye, Jazz.
Bye.